Hi, I'm Kate.
And I'm Bailey.
And these are Our Book Boyfriends. Oh, my jingle. My jingle.
That's perfect.
Yeah, it is. That's the audio you need to add in. Okay.
Yeah, right at the end. It's the Christmas one.
It's the Christmas episode.
I'm very excited about this one.
I'm glad.
Oh. We're reading, I read Lovelight Farms by B.K. Morrison. From Caitlin's ominous tone, she said something earlier. Did you finish it?
Yes, I finished it.
Shut up!
I did finish it. Listen, I read like half of it. You can see where I stopped. And then I bought the audiobook.
I wondered. On your drive here?
Yeah, I bought the audiobook, and literally there was 2 minutes left when I pulled into your driveway. I literally sat there for the last 2 minutes of the book. So when you said, did you finish it? I was like, ask me on the podcast.
So I was like, shit, it happened. It's finally happened.
Where I didn't actually finish it. I
definitely saw this, and I was like, damn.
I always somehow come out in the end having finished the book, but it is always like...
It gives me the most fucking anxiety.
No, that's the third time that's happened, where I literally pulled up to your house to film about a book, and I'm finishing the book.
Which is fine, but I knew this audiobook was not available on Libby.
Yeah.
So I was like, how the fuck is she going to get it?
No,
like, you normally do the audiobook, which is fine.
Yeah.
And I expect you to do that, but there was no way for you to get it this time, so I was like, she's fucked.
No, I started this earlier this week. I read like 20 pages, and then I read half of it yesterday, and last night I was in bed trying to read it, and I was like, there's no fucking way.
Yeah.
So I just bought the audio. No, it was yesterday afternoon I bought the audiobook, and I was like, what's it called? Tandem. Mm-hmm. Like going back and forth. And so, yeah, but audiobook sucks, by the way. No, it's so bad.
Well.
No, there was like scenes in the audiobook that I like turned it off and like picked up the physical book to read it, because I was like, this audio like narrator is ruining this scene. Like, I need to actually read it.
Okay, I'll wait for that part. What I was going to ask. But so this is this author we'd never read from, B.K. Morrison. It's her debut novel.
Whoa.
This is the first one, and I think she published it independently first.
Good for her.
And then it got obviously picked up.
Yeah, Berkeley.
By Berkeley. Published in 2021.
Yeah, I was like, that's Carly Fortune's publisher.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So she did. Oh, yeah, I pay attention to publishers. I don't know why, but I do.
Okay. I mean, I guess the symbol, but before we begin, this episode's full of spoilers, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
We usually forget to say that, but I remembered today.
I'm so proud of you.
We're going to ruin the whole book, so if you haven't read it, probably don't listen. Also, before we start talking about it, Joe read the first chapter.
Yes.
Finally. Not finally, but I remember this time.
I did it.
So, Joe, any predictions?
Honestly, I did get a lot from the first chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't even meet the love interest.
Yeah, that was what I was going to say. So, typically, like, to make a prediction, I kind of need to know all the parties involved, or, like, something specific has to happen in the beginning.
Okay.
One thing, Luka is his name. Is
Good job.
A data analyst. That's given pretty early. So obviously that has something to do with saving the farm. 2, the main conflict, I have no idea really, because it's really hard to tell in the first chapter. But it's kind of setting up, to me, at least in the first chapter, where she is like always been in love with this guy, and for some reason, I don't know why, they just didn't end up together, and I have a feeling it's all because of her for some reason, but I'm not sure. And then lastly, the Instagram whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like that's just going to be like a side thing that's going on. That would be my prediction.
Well, you're right on that.
Yeah.
I was shocked.
Yeah.
Was I right on anything?
The Instagram influencer person does not appear in the book until page 200.
Yeah.
I was like, the fuck?
Yeah, I definitely thought that was going to be like the whole plot of the book was like this event with this Instagrammer being there. But it was like the entire plot was leading up to her showing up. And then it was like that was the third
Very
act,
little.
whatever. But yeah, no, you hit
A lot, yeah.
a lot.
The main thing I can't predict anything about the relationship because I don't know anything about
Okay,
Luka.
so I'm going to tell you one note, and then you can predict even further from this one note. So, did you read about in the Instagram thing that she won, that she had put that she and her boyfriend bought the property together to make it more romantic?
Yeah.
Okay, so you deduced that her and Luka were going to have to, like, fake date.
Well, he read the back too.
Oh, you did?
I read that
okay,
part.
okay,
So,
okay.
yeah, I knew that part. I know they have to fake date. And
Okay.
they're friends. And that she, to me, has always been in love with this person.
Yeah.
Based on the descriptions of the first chapter. Now,
Okay.
the thing I can't predict is his side of things because I got nothing from him.
Yeah.
Other
I mean,
than that, he's a data analyst.
TBH, we don't either.
Yeah.
It's just her perspective.
Yeah.
Okay.
This, I think
For the most part.
we've been a little spoiled with Tessa always writing dual
Like back
POV.
to back, yeah.
Because the whole time I was like, oh, I want to know what he's thinking.
Yeah.
Because we don't know anything of, like, his thoughts
Yeah.
until they're slowly revealed to, like, our main character.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who do you think has daddy issues?
Daddy issues?
Yeah, well, there's
someone
always daddy
always
issues.
has to. Duh.
I mean, obviously the girl,
Oh.
probably the guy based on your face too.
No.
I don't know.
They both do.
They both do.
Yay!
They both, you got it.
We did it. Can you? So there's 3 other books in this series.
Yeah.
Each of those books are following a different couple.
Yeah.
Can you surmise maybe a guess of another couple?
The other guy that's introduced
Beckett?
because he's described as attractive.
I haven't read
Okay.
any of it. Like, I don't know what the other books are about either.
I
but
do,
I
but I will get
assume
there.
Beckett.
I definitely
be.
think him. And
Yeah.
honestly, I could see, based on the interaction in the first chapter, it's him and the cook.
Layla?
Yeah,
Right.
but I don't know.
I think
Other
it's
name?
Layla, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And those are the only 3 characters I've heard.
Wait, can I guess?
Yeah.
Honestly, I want to predict the Instagram person.
Okay. Who is
That's
she
one.
with? Oh. I see.
Okay, so my prediction is that Beckett and the Instagrammer get their own.
Okay. See,
Yeah.
I
That
had no idea
Layla
about
and the cop get their own.
Yes.
And then I think Charlie?
Yes!
Yes! I'm going to read all of them, I think.
too. I was like, wait, this one was fine.
Yeah.
But I'm way more interested in everybody else.
I'm way more interested in everybody else's.
But I mean, with what you got, honestly, I would have thought Layla and Beckett too, because
Yeah.
like the way he was talking about her food in that first one.
Yeah.
it.
So
No,
you-
that's based on the food interaction. That's what I
Correct.
thought. But-
Everyone,
'cause he was like really into zucchini bread.
listen,
Everyone's into her shit.
everyone's into her shit. It's like a side plot that like
Yeah.
everyone is just like amazed by her cooking. Yeah. But no, he is obsessed with zucchini bread, that's for sure.
Who do you think? Oh, wait. Do you think she wins the contest?
So I could see it 2 ways. I could see either we get to the end and she realizes the contest is not that big of a deal and she wins in some other fashion of life where the farm still is saved by like
Don't you hate him?
God!
fucking hate him.
Oh my god!
This is why I don't like watching anything with him. I told you, it's fucking annoying.
What's your other prediction if that's not what happens? Because you said you had 2.
the other prediction is that the Instagram competition is important, but like she wins or like something like that. But based on your idea that they didn't show up until the last part, like it kind of makes sense that it's not that. But
So,
Wow.
obviously, you know, you think, oh, this book is about that. She's going to win.
Yeah.
I would have guessed that until we read Love Theoretically,
Okay. Oh,
because she didn't get the job.
You're so right.
And that was the first one I was like, wait, what?
No, and it was like halfway through the book, and she didn't get. Yeah, and that
I'm like,
one.
the whole point of this book, she didn't even get it, and we're not done.
and we're like, huh? Like,
Yeah.
where's this gonna go?
I think that's the first time that happened to me.
yeah,
I
where
was
they
like,
didn't get a
What
happy
they
ending,
wanted,
like all encompassing.
Which, I mean, she did get a happy ending, but
no, but
it
like,
wasn't what we thought was the happy ending.
Uh-huh.
And so I was like, wait,
yeah,
my world is rocked.
yeah. I mean, I think I can say I did not anticipate them winning just because I didn't think it was gonna check all of the boxes. You know, like Christmas Magic only works so far.
Yeah.
So I thought that there would be, you know, great experience about the influencer, but that she wouldn't actually win the competition. And I was like, kind of like, okay, like, we know that this influencer has other contestants that she needs to go see, and there's only like 50 pages left of this book. So like, how is this going to get figured out, you know?
Yeah.
So that was a little bit of a twist, but like, it wasn't a twist at the same time. Yeah, you're right. Like a giveaway. Yeah.
Good job. Now.
That was amazing.
Isn't that
Joe.
annoying?
Joe.
He didn't even meet Luka, and
I was reading this first chapter, and I even thought, like, that's kind of a shitty first chapter to, like, have to make predictions off the entire book. And he did it. All of the marks.
I don't know what it is, but I'm really good at just predicting.
Wow.
Here's the proof. Because I had to show y'all. Y'all probably thought I was
that's
lying.
crazy.
Y'all thought I was lying.
That's crazy.
And I'm not. Didn't even meet Luka.
You need to do that
Evelyn,
for every book.
Or anything.
I will say I don't know anything about the actual relationship that's involved. Like,
Which is fine. You don't care about that.
I don't know if they're like a good couple, a bad couple, or
What the fuck, Joe?
I don't know.
Okay.
You know, the third act breakup or whatever.
We'll
couldn't
get there.
predict that.
I hate third act breakups.
I know. I'm like, is there a book with that one? Because that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, this one author, I feel like I don't follow her, and I should. But she's like, do you want romance books that, like, don't have the third act breakup? All of mine, like, don't have the third act breakup. And I think it was I may be saying this wrong, so I'm not going to say it on the podcast, but hers.
Her dark romance
Oh, wait,
novels?
no. I'm thinking of a different one.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Like, you read those.
I read those. Ooh,
Okay,
a little
not her.
guilty about those
We'll
ones.
look it up. We'll have to find her and read one or something.
Yeah. We
I
should.
think that'd be fun.
Yeah, where there's no third act breakup, where they're just happy.
Who would
Or
have thought?
sad.
Oh.
Or slow burn. Bailey's worst nightmare.
Okay, you know what? It's not my worst nightmare because I dare say The Serpent and the Wings of Night was a slow burn.
But it was like an enemies to lovers slow burn. So like,
But
it was different.
I think my problem is another slow burn I read was The Cheat Sheet by Sarah Adams.
Yeah. That's the one I'm referring to right now.
Yeah. My problem was it was the slowest of dumb slow burns, but the payoff wasn't good enough for me. They kissed, period. End of book kind of thing.
Yeah.
If we would have had a nice
Like
scene.
relationship or something.
A nice scene? Is that all you need? Is just
Serpent in the Wings of Night. That scene, that was worth everything I endured. like, come on.
Serpent in the Wings of Night is actually like up there with good romantasy.
It's so good.
It's so good. And the next book, does that come out in December, the third book?
It might be out.
It may be out already.
Daisy snored. It's fine. Wake up, bitch.
She's like huffing and puffing down here.
Yeah, she's having a night meal. Okay, I'm going to do a summary, even though we've talked about it a lot already.
She's dreaming hardcore.
Yeah, I tried to wake her up. Here you go. She's alive.
See how sad she is. Waking
She's like,
Reality.
Why am I awake?
She don't do shit. She's fine. She sleeps all day.
She don't pay rent.
Can't freaking claim her on my taxes. Criminal.
I had someone over at my house the other day, and I was like, just a reminder, my cats live here, but I pay rent. Like, this is their house, so you can't get mad at them for jumping all over you, actually.
Yeah. It's fine. Okay. Obviously, Stella is our main girl. She owns a Christmas tree farm that's not doing very well financially due to missing shipments, some raccoons in a barn, and damages all around the farm. Unknown
I'm sorry,
circumstances.
I'm going to cut into your summary. That was one thing from the first chapter. I was like, this girl makes no good decisions.
Yes, correct. Okay. She enters a social media contest that would bring a lot of attention to her farm, and also there's a cash prize, which would obviously help with the financial problem. But there's a slight problem. When she filled out her application, like Kate said she owned the farm with her boyfriend, which she does not have at all.
Yep.
And she wanted to do it to make it more romantic because she felt like this influencer always picks romantic stories to spotlight on her channel or her page, whatever. So she asked her best friend to be her fake boyfriend so she could win the contest and save the farm. Obviously, he does it, or this book wouldn't exist.
Yes.
So what'd you think of it, like, overall, just kind of like a basic, like, this author, I guess?
Yeah, I think the writing was good. I think that each character had, like, depth to it. There was no shallow characters, and it was pretty consistent with, like, the storyline. I can't think of any, like, plot holes or anything like that. I think it was wrapped up in a big, beautiful bow. And I think it's not necessarily, like, realistic, but, like, in the situation
Hopefully
that
not.
she has given us, all of these things could happen. So I think it was pretty good. It kind of reminded me of Part of Your World and like this like small town magic type vibe. And this is like one of those books that made me think like, man, I really could live like in a small town and I think I'd be happy.
She is farting.
She's farting.
Daisy's farting.
It's pretty
She's
bad.
back asleep
Did
too.
you see my face? I was like,
It's pretty bad.
I mean, look at her. Her ear is just like sitting straight up. She's just like living life.
okay.
I could get her to move.
No, it's fine, but
She was
But-
real gassy earlier.
She's gassy right now and her butt's right under me. So
that hit me. Whoa.
yeah, it's
I was like,
bad. Oh my gosh.
Oh my
Anyways,
God.
I
What a
think
Christmas episode.
really? I'm sorry. Speaking of that, I felt, obviously we were doing this for Christmas, blah, 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 blah. Oh, God. There's my only Christmas shirt. I felt kind of like similar to Wreck the Halls. It wasn't super fucking Christmassy.
yeah.
The only Christmassy thing about it was she owned a Christmas tree farm. It actually took place in November.
Yeah.
It talked about Thanksgiving way more than it talked about Christmas.
And Halloween.
I don't even remember that,
It
but
opened
okay.
it opened the day before Halloween. Like the book is the day before Halloween.
She like taking down the decorations. I don't even know.
Yeah, the pumpkins got smashed and she
That's
was
right.
like, "The fuck?"
Oh yeah, because they made a spooky.
Yeah, they made like a haunted house section instead of like a harvest or whatever.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
was like,
no,
what?
You're right. I don't even think we experienced Christmas.
No, we did not.
In this book.
No, we did not.
No,
We never
so
made it.
for this time that we're actually reading it, it was perfect.
For us, it's actually
No
November.
mistletoe scene.
No, there was.
There was.
okay.
Yeah.
There was. But yeah, because obviously she decorates early for Christmas because she's her. I mean, it was after Thanksgiving and part of it, but it never made it to Christmas Day.
No.
So,
and I
mean,
thought that our epilogue would be on Christmas or something.
wasn't it another around Thanksgiving?
Yeah. No, it was like the same day, but like his POV. That's the only chapter that we got with his point of view was the epilogue.
Which was the best chapter in my opinion.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You said.
Maybe I should revisit it.
What do you mean? Also, mine had another.
it was mid.
Oh, you know what? I bet you didn't notice, but because you didn't physically read the end. But my book had an extra Luka chapter.
What the fuck? Did you read the Beckett chapter? Bonus
Yeah,
chapter?
I did.
I didn't know. Wait. Wait a second.
What?
This isn't the same as what I experienced.
What do you mean?
I didn't read Stella's epilogue.
You didn't read the epilogue?
No, it wasn't in my audiobook.
You had nothing?
No, I had Luca's epilogue.
You just had the Luka chapter and it ended?
And this 2 years later section, this is not in the audiobook. We need
So
to
she's
pause.
not actually
Wait,
done. No.
You're kidding, because I read something. I read a word.
Oh, yeah.
I read a word. I read a word.
A word. Well, that sucks.
That really fucking sucks. This doesn't exist in the audiobook.
You would have thought the epilogue. I mean, I understand not the bonus chapter, but the epilogue, for shit's sake, is not in the audiobook.
No. At the end of Lucas.
Because that's what I'm talking about. I think happens.
No, because it says this line, we're going to continue, I tell her. And then, this has been a blankety blank production and audio, whatever. It's like,
That's criminal.
stop it right fucking now.
Well, that sucks for you.
It does suck for me.
Wow.
Wow. You're gonna share so much with me.
Stop it. She's trying to read it.
2 years later, epilogue. Those are
Yeah.
the best. The time jump ones are the best.
Yeah, aren't they all?
I mean, sometimes they're like
A few months.
just a few months.
I gotcha.
But like the years later ones, those are so good. Oh my gosh, I'm sweating. I'm so angry right now.
What were your thoughts on Stella?
Oh,
Did you like her? Did you not like her?
girl's got some mental blocks.
Yeah.
Like bad.
Okay. I wasn't a huge fan of her
Okay.
because she annoyed me. Because
Surprise, surprise.
she acts. Okay. I am about to complain. Because this bitch is 30 years old acting like
Is
this.
that how old are they?
I
are?
did some goddamn math.
Okay, 'cause
They
I
met-
was wondering.
They met
I'm
9
like, how
years ago.
old are
So
they?
I
Yeah.
flipped back till the day they met, and she said I was 21. My mom had just died, so she was 21 when they met.
Okay, yeah.
So these dumb decisions make sense if they were 21, but they are
If they were
now
young.
30.
No, I definitely imagine them
30
like young
years
20s.
old.
Yeah, no, that's not what I imagined.
Being dumb.
I thought
as
they met
fuck.
as teenagers.
No, 21. She was 21.
Yeah, no. That math did not math in my head.
Because she acts like a fucking child.
She acts like her frontal lobe is not developed.
Correct, and she's 30, so it's
It's solidified.
done. It ain't.
It
It's
ain't.
half baked.
is
Like,
half
my God.
No, she got some mental blocks. Homegirl needs therapy.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
But just, damn. Yeah. It's just so annoying. So, like, yes, you're right. She's been, like, pining after him, blah, 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 blah.
Just suppressing
just-
all these feelings.
And I mean, you know, like, her whole thing, like, I didn't want to ruin our friendship, blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. But I feel like there's got to be a point where you got to say something.
But,
Or
yeah,
it's-
the everyone leaves me type. It's like, babe,
Stop.
come on.
You're
Can
30.
you give an example?
She just never told him how she felt for 9 years.
Yeah.
Pining after
What
him.
was his thing? Like, was he just like, oh, we're just friends?
Okay, let me tell you. I have it. Oopsie.
That was loud, but
I know, I'm so sorry. So his perspective was great because we find out he has also liked her this whole fucking time.
The whole time.
Whole
Since literally
time.
their
I mean,
meet
it's
cute.
obvious. You are talking to this person every single day,
Yeah.
but so that's his perspective. They just liked each other and just nobody
So he
wanted to
said-
make a move.
I've had my doubts that we'd get to this point before this social media thing. My plan for telling Stella how I felt about her was just a general wear down, I guess. Keep coming around, keep feeding her, maybe try and hold her hand. I told Beckett it was the long game. He called me a moron. When I explained the plan to Charlie, he just slapped me once upside the head and stole the rest of my beer. So, like, everyone in her life also knows that he likes her. She's just too thick to, like, get it. I don't know. Like,
But
yes,
also, he could say something.
you're not
I mean-
wrong. So he was
don't
waiting
wanna
on
use
her.
that card, but
I
kinda
know for sure. He
man
definitely
up
could have
a
said
little
something
bit.
too, but he says something at one point too, like, I was waiting for her to get there. Like, she was not ready. She needs therapy. And he's like, I didn't want to, like, okay. So way later in the book, sorry y'all, he does finally tell her, I love you. I have loved you. I want to be in a relationship with you. And she's like, no, we're going back to friends. Like, this was a trial.
She said, no, you don't.
No, you don't.
It was just really good sex. No, you don't. Like,
And he's like, which that pissed me off.
he was like, you don't get to tell me how I feel, actually.
Good for him.
Good for
Because
him.
I was like, bitch, what the fuck?
Yeah. She literally was like, you're not in love with me. And he was like, I'm screaming at you that I'm in love with you. What
So
do
he
you
tried
mean?
finally, after they slept together a couple times. And she was just like, no, we're going back to being friends. That's what we agreed on. And so he was like, well, what the fuck? Maybe I was wrong this whole time. So once again, it's just her.
Okay.
Mental blocks
Very big mental blocks.
that were annoying as hell.
Annoying as hell. Because, yeah, the whole time you're like, oh. Like,
Can you imagine 9 years?
no.
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 Like, he is her boyfriend. And he even said that too. At one point, he was like, she calls me I'm the one that comes help her do this. I go to
Yeah,
concerts
even
with
when
her.
she's dating other people, I'm the one that she's calling when this happens.
He was
when
like,
this
it felt
happens.
selfish to ask for more than she could give at that time, blah, 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 because I'm pretty much already in that role. She just won't say it, kind of thing. And they obviously weren't physical. I know. I'm like, have some self-respect, Luka.
Well,
God damn,
and the thing
you're
is,
the fluffer.
I know that.
and they're watching.
New Girl.
They're watching each other date other people too.
Yeah.
Like they're not just single and celibate these entire
Yeah,
9
obviously.
years. Like, can you?
I know it's like the plot of the book, and it's like that's supposed to be the romantic part, is that they find each other eventually.
They're like best friends for 9 years, and then finally.
Yeah, but like in real life,
Woof.
I think if one is pining and the other one isn't, and then there's like a moment where it's like, wait, what am I doing? Like, yes, I love you back type shit. Like that'd be something different, but they're both actively in love with each other almost from the second that they meet, and they're just best friends. Like they just they do everything but like the relationship aspect of things.
Yeah.
that's what's weird too. Like, again, I'm sorry, I'm jumping out of the book to like real life stuff, but it's weird to think, you know, you don't want to ruin your like best friend relationship, but at the same time, being a best friend with your partner is like the best thing.
Yeah.
So
The whole point.
It's kind of the whole point. Like,
Yeah.
if Bailey wasn't my best friend, it's like, I don't know how to be in a relationship, I guess.
Yeah. No, they're
They
Sorry.
always say that. I'm like, marry your best friend.
Yeah.
Obviously. Where was she when that was being preached, honestly?
I don't know.
Where was she?
Yeah.
So that was annoying, but that's fine. So she annoyed the shit out of me. But
Yeah.
it's, you know, she's 30.
I
Acting like a
figured that
4-year-old.
she would annoy you because of it. Like
did.
the long game is not like
That is not long.
no. I
That
think the
is
long game is
just-
like a year and a half.
Yeah.
After like the year and a half mark, you know, it's kind of like when you're pushing 2.
9
It's like, all right.
years. That's a lifetime.
I have to have like enough self-respect.
That's what I'm saying.
You know,
Luka,
to be like,
Jesus
you know
Christ.
what? I'm not happy as with this relationship being the way that it is. I deserve to express my emotions to you and to be heard. And if you don't reciprocate them, that's fine. But at least I got it off my chest. Keeping a secret like that for 9 years,
Crazy.
it's crazy. 9 years is a little much, babe.
Yeah.
Like,
Have you been through this? Because that's wild.
that's wild.
Yeah, but that annoyed me, obviously.
Yeah.
Anyway, he was cute, though.
Oh, yeah.
So he would, anytime he'd come visit her, because he lived a couple hours away in New York.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where she lived, honestly. But,
I think it said, but New England area.
Yeah, she lives 4 hours away from him.
Northeast. 4?
Yeah, 4.
Damn. So his mom lives in that town, which is why he was in the town, bumped into her, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So anytime he would come visit her, he would leave. Upon his leaving, he would leave her hidden a cute little Christmas tree car freshener.
Yeah.
Because when I first saw this, I was like, what the fuck? Why?
Yeah. It's like a
Why?
random little Christmas tree.
But I mean, it does explain it on page 4,
yeah.
which I was like, that's kind of cute.
Yeah.
And, you know, she was like, at some point in the book, she was like, yeah, he gets him at the gas station up the road and then leaves him when he leaves. And then at the end of the book, he's like, I buy that shit in bulk. Like, I have about 500 of those just ready to go. Yeah, I really loved him.
No, that was so cute.
Like I said, they kind of both annoyed the fuck out of me. But when we got his perspective, he was like, I've been trying. I've told her friend. I've told her brother. Like, I've told all these people. Like, and she's just not there.
No. She
I
got
was
blocks.
like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because at first I was like, why the fuck is everyone confused? Like, what are we doing here? It's so annoying. It finally took her. So that social media lady did come out, did record. So the reason she didn't win the contest is because the social media was like, lady took an Uber or something, and she overheard people talking about how Luka and Stella just got together finally. Mm-hmm. And she was like, you couldn't have owned this Christmas tree farm with your boyfriend if you guys just got together. And there's literally bets in this town being made about it. And she's like, I overheard that, so I know you lied. Mm-hmm. So you can't win the contest. But she was like, I've been recording you two. pretty much, creepily. She's been recording a bunch of their interactions, and she made like a little collage of them, and she showed her, and that's when Stella was like, oh my god.
Yeah, because she's like watching Luka when no one else is watching him, like looking at her, and she's like, oh, that's adoration in his eyes.
Yeah.
And it's finally like, like, oh,
Getting through her fortress.
he does love me. Yeah, bitch.
Yeah.
What dude is gonna stick around for 9 fucking years, bro?
Honestly, that's some dedication.
Like,
And not get laid.
Come on.
He
Come
cooked her
on.
dinner.
He cooks her dinner.
Yo.
Invites her to all the family holidays. You know, like
Crazy.
crazy. Talks to her every
Crazy.
fucking day.
They both have daddy issues. His was his dad died when he was really young, kind of thing, and he doesn't talk about it. That was pretty much it. I don't feel like it really it affected him in the sense that he doesn't ever talk about his dad, but not necessarily like in the relationship wise.
Yeah, no, he didn't have any hesitations because of it. Yeah.
Yeah, so hers was all, I believe, because of her dad. So, she's not close to her dad at all. I was kind of confused about it all. So was the dad dating the mom?
So
Or
like
they just
I think they just like
had a slept together?
slept together. Or they were in a relationship. I don't know. But whenever her mommy said, I'm pregnant, he was like,
Bye.
doses. Got another bitch pregnant 8 months later.
Immediately.
And then
Was it 8 months later?
Yeah, because Charlie's 8 months younger than her. Only 8 months younger than her.
So he would have had to gotten her pregnant immediately. She had to carry this baby.
For 9 months. So 1 month before she was born. Or I can't do the math.
You know what I'm saying though? Like,
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
8 months after leaving.
After
I
leaving,
see.
he got someone else pregnant.
I was thinking of her
And
birth.
he built a big, beautiful life with this family. Well,
In her eyes.
in her eyes. The
He
house
marries
is big.
her.
Yeah, and marries her.
Raises the kid.
Has a 4-car garage, giant house.
What does he do? Is he a liar? I don't remember.
Some-
He's rich.
Yeah, I don't know. Some boring something.
Some boring.
Yeah.
So that's her daddy issues. So fun. I mean, I don't know when the hell they started like talking again. It seemed like it was after the mom died.
Yeah.
She reached
Yeah,
out to
it was.
him.
She showed up at his doorstep, and mommy, was that her name? Elle or something?
Sure.
She
Stepmom?
opens the door. No, Charlie opened the door.
Oh, Charlie's
and
the
she
brother.
said it was like staring into a mirror. Like
Yeah.
they both looked so much like their dad. And then it was kind of like, hey, I'm the daughter that you decided to abandon. Mom's dead.
Mm-hmm.
And then his wife is who was like,
Okay, you can.
you need to start like paying attention to this girl, essentially. So it wasn't even the dad's decision.
Yeah. Brian. And that included having Thanksgiving dinner as a family 3 weeks before Thanksgiving.
Yep.
That would be a great Thanksgiving dinner to just be like on the wall watching.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, the experience that we got was also a little weird. The
Yes.
Thanksgiving that we witnessed was really weird because Luka's like, I'm not going to let you do this alone,
Yeah.
because he's like full in on this fake dating idea. And he was like, no, like we need to do
make it
this.
look
We need to make it
real.
look real. So they go over and Charlie and the mom, I can't remember what her name is, are both like so not happy with dad. And this is like Stella's first time being like, oh, wait, maybe it's not a big happy family.
Yeah. Well, I think Charlie's always voiced his disdain,
Yeah.
but the wife.
The wife was like, if we're lucky, he won't be here.
Yeah. And you're like, oh.
And you're like, wait, huh? And then he comes like stumbling in. He's drunk and falls asleep like at the table.
In the plate.
In his plate. Like he and she's like
What the hell?
this is the best
I think she
Thanksgiving
starts
I've ever
laughing
had.
her ass off. Oh, and the mom just like, I think takes like a bottle of wine.
Yeah,
And
just like
Jesus.
they just have
So I guess he's been having a drinking problem.
Yeah.
And probably, oh yeah, it comes. Mm-hmm. You do know that part?
yeah, that was in his POV.
Okay, cool. I'm like, I don't remember when that was it.
That she's filing for divorce. Is that what
Yes,
you're talking
because
about?
he was cheating.
Yeah, there was 2 incidents or whatever.
Yeah.
An incident, and then he's like, I don't know if you can count an incident if it was twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then something, I don't remember how, but something with all that, Charlie was going to buy something. I don't know.
All of the dead trees.
Buy all the dead trees and put them in his yard.
And put him in the dad's yard.
That's right. I was like, I
all
don't remember how.
the wood rot trees from the south pasture of this Christmas tree farm. Charlie's like, wrap them up, baby, let's go. And he just dumps them
on his
the
dad's yard. And then, so that's going to give her a fuck ton of money.
Yeah.
Because her brother does the same thing as the dad. And I think he's taking his position at whatever he did.
Yeah, I mean, that's what he was kind of cultivated to do.
Yeah, so her brother's rich too. So with the south pasture thing, all the rotted trees. So it's kind of alluded to fairly, honestly, on the back.
Yeah.
A lot of weird shit's been happening since she's owned the farm, which, if you go, at one point it's stated, like, I think once, she's only owned this farm for 1 year.
Yeah.
And she's already red.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But...
Well, that was the thing in the beginning that I said she was just dumb.
Oh.
Is because in the first chapter, she describes how she bought the farm, and she just, like, did it on a whim.
Research.
Didn't research the person she was buying it from, so she inherited all this debt.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then, isn't a farmer by any means.
Nope.
So it's like just a lot of dumb decisions back to back. So
Well, she hired a farmer. Calm down.
Yeah. But seeing as like a year in, she's already in the red. It's like,
Yeah,
oh,
like
that
we
makes
might
a lot
have
of
to
sense.
dip. So things have been happening, missed shipments, vandalizing. What's that called?
Vandalism?
Yeah, that's a good one. I was gonna say vandalization, but I'm like, I don't think that's a word.
I don't
Maybe,
know.
but vandalism. The south pasture, all the trees look wonky.
Yeah, like a Tim Burton film.
Wonk. And so that's a bunch of trees can't sell. Mm-hmm. And so that was the thing they made into the Halloween haunted forest situation, which is honestly smart.
Yeah.
And then we found out way later in the book that it's this guy we meet pretty early on, actually. He's a librarian.
Yeah, I think so.
And he wanted to buy the farm from the guy who owned it before and make a llama farm.
Yeah.
And...
Nice.
Yeah, Joe's dream. Wanted to make a llama farm, but he was mad because the guy had like made him like a, gentleman's agreement. I'll sell it to you, but the guy was like, I needed a little more time to make the money, and before I could make the money, he sold it to you. And for some reason, he's not punishing her for that.
Yeah, he's like,
and she was like, I didn't fucking
it.
know that. And she was like, if you would have came and told me that, I would have given you part of the land. You could have had your goddamn llamas, and we could have dressed them up as reindeer. Like, you just had to say something, and we could have made it work. I would have made it work, but instead, you fucking lost me all this money. So instead of getting him arrested, she was like, you just need to pay me back all the money you lost me over the years, and he agrees.
Yeah.
I was shocked she didn't end up giving him part of the land for the llamas
I kind of thought, but no, she put a restraining order out on him, and she's like,
he can't come near the farm.
He can't come near the farm.
And
I was
shocked.
like, okay, no, that's more realistic.
For sure. I'm like, good for you for setting your boundaries.
Because no matter the kindness in my heart,
I don't know.
nah, motherfucker.
What?
What was that?
I think it was the dishwasher.
Someone has come to say hello.
There's a bunch of stuff stacked, so it wouldn't shock me if something fell in there.
No, I got this cup out of the dishwasher, so I may not have latched it.
Oh.
I thought it sounded like something falling in the fridge.
I honestly thought it was something playing on my computer, and I was real confused. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. It fell the other day, and Daisy about shit her pants.
Well, she's shitting her pants right now, actually.
She's just farting. Is she doing it still?
Anyways, I clocked it. I clocked that motherfucker from the beginning.
Because he was being weird?
Because he, just stared her down the entire street. I was like, oh, it's that motherfucker. I don't know why. I didn't anticipate the why. I honestly figured that it was, her mom, she wouldn't date him or something. That's what I figured that it was he's a lonely old guy with a fucking vendetta against her because her mommy didn't date him or something. That's what I originally thought. But as soon as, she talked about, the menacing stare, I was like, oh, it's that motherfucker. He's doing it.
I didn't gather that, honestly. I was like, oh, shit. I didn't know why he was being a dick.
Yeah,
but.
It wasn't the same, grumpy old man vibes as, some other, just grumpy old men. It was, malicious. And
That's
I was
true.
like, yeah, no, it's him.
She was like, what the fuck?
She's like, hi, what's,
What's wrong?
What's going on?
The town reminded me a lot of Stars Hollow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Very Gilmore Girly vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the cop guy, Sheriff Jones, he reminded me of Luke,
Yeah, he would totally be Luke.
right?
Yeah.
And he was, I don't want to say like her dad, but you know.
Like a father figure. Mm-hmm.
Like when they moved to that town, the sheriff kept an eye on her and her mom because the mom was a single mom and it was just her and the kid. And so he kind of kept an eye on them and has been there for her even now. And so he's the one who like figured out it was that guy. And
Yeah.
he was super cute.
Yeah, I thought it was another stupid decision that she made was that she never like filed police reports. She was like, no, it's just like high school kids like being stupid or whatever. And it's
Which,
like,
I mean, makes sense,
That's
but-
still damage of property. Like
Yeah.
you still should file something.
So
But
she finally hung up cameras
yeah,
and was able to not really catch him though. I mean, she just said there's a person
yeah,
and then finally called him.
yeah. But that took way too long.
Yeah.
Like she should, especially because she is so close with the sheriff. Like she could have brought it up in conversation, but Luca
Well,
is the
we've
one that ended up telling him.
kind of discussed how dumb she is.
Yeah, she's pretty. Yeah,
Sorry.
another one of those like just dumb decisions from her. She's kind of like oblivious. She's just really trying to make it out on her own, and she's like, she's not failing. Like she's done good for herself, but she does not accept help.
No.
No, mental block.
Even from her like partners on the farm, like Beckett and Layla didn't know it was in trouble.
Yeah, and I like how Beckett actually got mad when she finally was like, hey.
Oh yeah, he like stormed off.
He was like, this is not what partners do. And he
Yeah.
walked away. And I was like, that is realistic.
For sure.
That's
I
realistic.
love Beckett.
Oh, I love Beckett.
Very excited for his.
Very excited for his. Yeah.
He's so cute.
He's
But-
so cute.
And then when they found out who was vandalizing everything, he was like, "Fucking arrest him."
He was like,
like-
lock him up and throw a key.
Yeah, he was like, "I'm done."
He's like that
arrest him.
motherfucker. Like
Yeah.
he was so pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they voted on him paying back opposed to being arrested.
Yeah. Which makes sense. Because then they still get like
I'm
actual
sure if
benefit.
he was arrested too, they would have.
I'm
I'm
sure,
sure he would have also owed them money.
Yeah, but I don't know how that would have come about. Like,
You'd have to
Law
you'd
proceedings?
have to
Sue?
him.
yeah.
Like he would
It
be,
would just take a lot of money on their end too to get there. I
he
feel
would be
like
arrested for like whatever he was doing, like property damage or whatever.
breaking
which-
and entering, vandalism.
I don't know what the crime would be, but he would be arrested for that, and then you would have to sue him for the damages. I don't think through the criminal trial you would get damages out of it.
Anyway,
But
something.
I could be wrong. I'm not.
I don't
aware.
know. I've never.
Yeah, I have
I'm
no
not a
idea.
lawyer.
But I do like that they decided to not put him in jail because he was just like a grumpy old man who took it a little too far.
For sure.
And he like came to that
Owned up.
conclusion, you know. But yeah, I would have filed reports way before she did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's just naive, obviously.
very.
This was just something funny I saw. It said something about them two laying, Luka and Stella, like laying together at some point. Like they went camping or something. Mm-hmm. And she said he's always been a cuddler. Like at some point in the middle of the night, he'll like end up wrapped around me. Who does that remind you of, Joe?
Bailey.
You too. I think I cuddled her in Colorado. Like if there's a human
Yeah.
next to me,
She'll
you're
cuddle.
getting cuddled.
No, and she like warned me. We did a trip to, I mean, we've done a ton of trips, but we've never had to sleep in the same bed before until this one. We did a trip to go see Taylor in Denver, Colorado. And she told me, she was like, I am a cuddler. And I was like, that's cool. Like, you know, I'm a cuddler too. And she's like, no. I am a cuddler. And I woke up in the middle of the night. She's literally spooning me.
Yeah.
And she's got like her arms up against my back. And I turn around and it's just the most content sleeping Bailey. She's like, just so content. And I just scooted away.
I do that to everyone. I really
Yeah.
try not to. I did that to Joe before we were even dating.
A long time before we were dating. We were dating other people. Kind of. I was dating kind of somebody.
Yeah, I
And
was.
We were in like a group and we all went to this concert. And it was in OKC. Who was it?
Justin.
Oh. Who was the concert though?
Oh.
I don't remember who the concert-
Lips of an Angel.
Oh, Hinder.
There it is.
Just the cheesiest band ever. But there was like 9 of us in this hotel room. And
It was just like a bunch of us from Panera. We were like, let's go. I think
tickets were like $10.
Justin's friend even came.
Yeah, Justin's friend. Rainy, Nathan, and we had like an air mattress, and it was supposed to be me and Nathan on the air mattress.
And me and Rainy, the other girl.
The other girl was supposed to sleep with Bailey, which is, makes sense. But they fell asleep on the air mattress. We won't get into that. But they fell asleep on the air mattress, so I slept as far over as I could, try to be respectful. And in the middle,
the other people were already asleep on the other bed, so we were like,
yeah.
fuck.
Like, we gotta go to bed.
This is our only option.
Yeah. So, I moved to the edge, and I don't know, middle of the night, I just felt a lot of pressure on my back, and I'm like, I was real confused, and I kind of looked over, and she's just like, cuddled up in next to me, and she's done it to somebody else, Ben, right?
Ben and Frank.
Yeah.
And when I was in college, oh god,
you're killing me.
I know, I'm so sorry. When I was in college, we had it was actually the margarita night. We made a freaking pillow fort in their living room, and it was, my bad. It was my friend Jordan, my friend Ben, they're now married, me, and our friend Frank. And I think at some point in the night, I cuddled both Frank and Ben.
Just like...
And they were like, Bailey, what the hell? And I'm like, I cannot control myself when I'm asleep. I don't know what you want from me to do. Like, you're getting cuddled. I wonder if I cuddled Kindred this last
I'm
vacation.
sure you did, and she probably just didn't care. If anything, she probably burrowed into you, honestly. She's like, all right, let's go.
I don't mean to. And I feel like when I fall asleep, I was trying so hard in Colorado to, sleep like this. So stiff when I'd fall asleep, but...
I remember...
Did she yell at you in Colorado? Because she's been doing that recently.
In your sleep, you yell?
Apparently.
At me.
I guess I was trying to shove him out of the bed the other night.
The other night, she was like, you gotta get up. Or it was the morning. It was when you came home from work.
Yeah.
And you're like, you gotta get out of bed. And I roll over and I'm like, what? And you're like, get out of the bed. And I was real confused because I'm sleeping. I didn't know if I was hogging or whatever. And she just kept you gotta get out of bed. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Because she was also kind of mumbling it.
Because I'm asleep.
And I'm also just deaf and woken up. Oh, it was a weird experience.
The thing is, I can see it happening. But it's funny because they have a king-size bed.
I'm like, you're hogging it, bitch.
So Joe could probably sleep in the middle of that thing, and Bailey has plenty of fucking room on either side.
I don't know. Obviously, I was asleep.
She said, motherfucker, get out of bed. Get out.
I got out of bed.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh,
She kept pushing me.
Oops.
Oh, God, that's hilarious. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
When they were sleeping, Luka and Stella actually sleeping together, I think, with their fake couple thing. They were sleeping in the bed together.
Yeah.
Way before the first cuddle incident. This is when she had the cameras out. When her phone rang with, hey, a camera's been alerted in the middle of the night.
Movement.
She jumps up and was like, Luka, get up, wake up. And she's like, there's someone outside. And he's like, what? And she's like, the cameras, someone just knocked one out. And he threw back the comforter and ran, put on boots, got a bat, and ran out there. Joe and I listened to a lot of Reddit stories.
Which we'll get into.
Yeah. Spoiler. Not really. But next week we're going to do Reddit stories about books.
Yep.
Next 2 weeks from now. Whatever. But one of them Joe and I listened to recently was a woman and a man out downtown, and a mugger comes up and is like, give me your money. This is her fiance.
Yeah.
The fiance runs and leaves his lady behind. Yep, she did. She said, nope, I'm not marrying you.
No. Your one job okay, listen, one thing about Caitlin, I am a very strong, independent woman. Get that straightened up right away. Okay, the one job I actually require my man is he better fucking protect me. If Aaron were to run, I'm donezo. I'm donezo.
I felt really bad for him because it's
that's
just
the thing.
a reaction.
That's a natural response to a threat is
to fight
flee.
or flight.
So
Should he have grabbed her arm? Yes.
The thing
And
is
flee with
like
her? Yes.
ethically, or like not even ethically, like just like morally,
Yeah.
that's pretty bad.
How hard is it to go?
Let's go. Yeah.
Like,
And the thing with the rest of the story is her brother was also there, and the brother ended up fighting the mugger and beating him up.
oh, so there was 2 guys.
Yeah. So luckily someone
And the
was there to-
fiance still was like,
And it
there ain't
gets,
no shot.
It gets better. He doesn't show back up. They call him and like, hey, we just beat this guy up. And he's like, oh, okay. And like,
I'm sure he was so shamed.
oh yeah,
He wanted to kill, like he wanted to die.
yeah.
He was like, "What the fuck did I just do?"
Terrible.
No. She said he was like bawling, like, "I am so sorry. Like my body just did that." And her brother even was like, "Do not break up with him. Like
no.
you're fine. It
As
was
a
fine."
female,
No, and she was like, "What the?" Like I'm sure she was like, "Well, what if you weren't there?"
what if you,
This
yeah.
man-
Like, also, like, as a female, though, like, we have to think about protective measures. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's like, oh, well, yeah, it's an instinct. It's like,
No.
instinct doesn't matter at this situation. Like, oh my God, no. Done.
Yeah.
I felt kind of bad for him, but I was like, green flag, Luka, you got it. Let's go, boy. Let's go.
And he was like, you're staying here. And she's like, no, I'm not. And he
Yeah.
was like,
You dumb bitch. Yes. Once again, poor decision making.
poor decision making.
He did give me a red flag, though.
Luka?
He did. Look, I wrote it right here. Red
I'm
flag.
Interested in this because you did mention it.
I know. I
wanna
told him
what
I
it
have a
was.
singular red flag for Luka.
Okay.
So after that incident happened, she finally called the cops.
I know what you're going to talk about. I
Yeah.
know what you're going to talk about.
So she called the sheriff because that's her friend. He came and called for backup. This police officer named Caleb, which I think her and Caleb, like Stella and Caleb, went to school together. So they're obviously like similar age. So Caleb stayed at the cabin with Stella while the sheriff went out and tried to find Luka and Beckett, because Beckett also lives on the farm in a cabin. So she called him too and was like, hey, this guy is over here. So Beckett and Luka ran, saw him, tried to run after him, and the sheriff tried to find them.
Also, if it's a little old man, like, no matter, like...
How's he running so fast?
No, like, no matter the advantage that he has, like, Beckett and Luka should have been able to catch up to him, in my opinion.
I think it
Continue.
was because she was just like way over there. I saw movement.
Yeah.
And so they were, you know,
Oh, okay,
he
yeah.
had advantage.
Yards.
Like yards, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is at night too, in the woods.
It's lit
like-
up.
Oh, it's lit up.
She
Christmas tree
turned all
farm.
the lights on in the farm. And so the whole thing lit up.
Okay. Well,
And so
it's getting a
that's
little
when she
weird.
saw it. That's
Yeah.
when she was like, wait, he just hit the woods way over there. Like, I just barely saw him go through the cover when she hit the lights on. So, I mean, like I said, they were far away from him.
Yeah.
So they were like, boom. Anyway, this other police officer, Caleb, stays in the cabin with her just in case the guy starts lurking around the damn cabin. So her and Caleb are sitting. She's like, got him coffee or tea or something and gave him one of Layla's, I hope that's her name.
Yeah, I think it's Layla.
Gave him one of Layla's treats, blah, blah, blah. Which during this interaction that Luka doesn't see, Caleb is like asking about Layla, asking if Layla's still dating that guy, kind of blushing. So in our heads, which is why she guessed it, like, oh, Caleb and Layla are probably going to be a relationship. Well, when Luka comes back with the sheriff and Beckett, he is like, I think she even says he's like glaring at her at one point.
Him, glaring at him and her,
Oh,
yeah.
just like not really talking. And once they finally leave, he's like being quiet, rummaging through the kitchen. I think he slams something. Like he slams a cabinet. I don't remember. Yeah, Luka slams a cabinet door shut and opens another. And he said, why didn't you ask Caleb to be your fake boyfriend? Boy, you are fucking 30! You're 3-0!
The jealousy was a little off-putting.
I was like, a little jealousy's cute. Like, a joking, like, okay, like, oh, you and Caleb looked cozy, but
Yeah.
like laughing about it.
Like, y'all
But
were a little cozy.
slamming the cabinet is a little much.
I will say he did just run across a farm trying to beat a man up.
Okay. She
Maybe
also
the
ran.
adrenaline's going. You know,
He's a
I'd be
little pumped.
a little pumped up.
A little...
little testosterone going through their system.
But she was like,
I mean, I'm just
Whatever.
Yeah,
playing devil's advocate.
I know.
But
but she was like, what? And he was like, Caleb, why didn't you two looked cozy? Why didn't you ask him? And she's like, what the fuck? We were just sitting at a table. Anyway.
No, but she responds, she's like, I didn't want him, Luka.
I only wanted you to be my fake boyfriend.
And then he's like, oh, okay. You know, and I was like, yeah. That is a red flag.
Oh. I love you. And then, you know, this was his, like, weird thing, because they were sitting at a table talking.
Can you fix the mic to be pointing at you?
Like this?
Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. And he was like, that was nice smile.
Oh, yeah.
You're not allowed to smile at anyone else. I was like, bitch, what the fuck?
Must make Alex smile.
Hi, smile. Yeah, I was like, you need to chill the fuck out, bro. Like, I was like...
No, it was a hyper masculine moment for him.
Too much.
And I was like...
That one was like,
yeah.
no. That was a no for me, dog. No. Back up. Back up.
You're making me cough with laughter.
I'm sorry.
You're so funny.
That one made me mad.
So at this point, are they just like hanging out, faking it? Or are they actually like trying to...
Well, okay, so like the whole premise kind of, this is like his strategy, is being like, okay, this can be like a trial run. You know, like we can do what feels right. You know, like we don't have to have like any of these weird hesitations during this time. Like it's a trial run.
Yeah, he's like, we need to be comfortable around each other so we look like we're actually a couple in front of this girl. Like we can't have our first kiss that's probably going to look awkward in front of the Instagrammer. So they're spending these like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
together?
Like, because they're faking it for the town too.
Mm-hmm. True.
Yeah, so they are, I mean, they're doing everything that they've always been doing, like hanging around town, like getting dinner together, hanging out at home. Like they were already doing all these things, but now there's just some extracurricular activities involved. So, but yeah. And this whole time she's like, oh yeah, this is nice. I get to have him for like a week and then sayonara. Idiot.
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 And, you know, he's thinking, okay.
This
like,
is how I'm going to get her.
This is how I'm going to get her. But she is still not there. She's done.
I get that strategy, you know. Exposure. Hey, this is what our life could be.
Yeah, and he even like took a job in a different state, like so that he could be closer to her during this time too. And she's just like, "Oh, cool! Like my best friend's gonna be closer." And he's like, "No, I'm literally moving to be closer to the girl that I'm in love with." And she's too fucking dense to see it. Literally moves out of New York and moves to Delaware.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
So that he can be closer to her.
Yeah, like a 20 or 30 minute drive now.
Yeah, instead of 4 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's an idiot.
Very much so.
Yeah.
So, you know how we talked about the other books? One of the next one, the second one actually, the second book in the series is Beckett and Evelyn, which Evelyn's the Instagrammer. So when Evelyn finally gets to the farm, they have a meeting with Beckett, Stella, and Layla with Evelyn. Beckett walks in and Beckett and Evelyn are just frozen.
Like they're like,
oh God.
and I was like, instantly, I was like, they know each other. Like as soon as Estelle, what's her name?
Or main character?
No.
Oh.
Evelyn,
yeah.
Evelyn like looks to the tabletop and like
Yeah, she's
doesn't
like,
look at
"Oh,
Beckett.
God."
I was like, oh, they know each other. I don't know how, but they know each other.
Well, at first I was like, he just froze because she's pretty.
Yeah.
But then she was acting really weird too, so I was like, what the fuck? Turns out they like had a one night stand a while back at some convention. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that was kind of obvious then that they would be.
Yeah, I thought it'd be
book.
Layla's book next,
Yeah.
but
Hers is third.
the third. Okay.
Yeah. So that was a fun little setup. Oh. When Luka and what's-her-face were arguing, I guess his parents, when they were growing up, when they would argue, his parents would like dance in the kitchen
Yeah.
while they argued.
It was like an intentional conversation with each other, and but they did it like while slow dancing.
Yeah, he was like, my dad said he liked to keep my mom close, but I really think he wanted a way to politely restrain her so she couldn't run away.
I think that's cute.
It was. That's what he needs to do to this bitch.
I have to cough. Feel free to delete that.
Feel free.
Okay.
It'll start the episode.
Oh. It's just me, the blooper.
Yeah, he does. Whenever she has like this moment with his mom, because his mom lives in the town. Like that's why he originally came to the town, is because his mom moved there. And she has this moment with his mom, and his mom says, like, I wish that he talked about him more.
Yeah.
You know, like, he doesn't talk about him. And it's like keeping someone alive is, like, through remembering them. So I'd love to, like, talk to him about it or whatever. And so whenever Stella explains this to Luka, she's like, hey, like, it makes your mom sad that, like, you don't talk about your dad.
Yeah.
He starts giving, like, more snippets about, like, things that he remembers about his dad. And that was, like, what you just said is, like, one of those moments where he's, like, offering up this little tidbit that he had never done before, which I think also just, like, articulates this transition for him. Is like, giving her more of himself in that way, too. And she's, yeah. She doesn't ever really talk about a lot of memories that she has with her mom with him. We, as the reader, get a lot of that. But there's not a lot of talk that she has with him about that. And I do wish that that was a little bit more, like, that they could have bonded a little bit more about, like,
A lost parent?
a lost parent.
Considering that's how she, like, when she met him.
Like, because, yeah, that's what,
Which maybe they did have that pretty early on and we just didn't see it.
Yeah.
Is my guess.
probably,
Because
but,
she was full in it at that moment. Mm-hmm. But, which, the whole point she owns, the only reason she bought this farm is because, like, her and her mom used to go when she was young to this farm. So it was, like, filled with memories. So that's why she bought it on a whim. Because she was like, oh, I've always wanted to own this farm since me and my mom have been coming here. So let me buy it.
yeah, she just has, like, fond memories of it.
Yeah.
And she has all this money from her mom's passing. Like, she had kept all this money.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that's what she used. I forgot she came into a bunch of money from that.
And this,
Just like a life insurance or what?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
In this book, there wasn't necessarily, like, a grand
I
gesture.
agree.
It was kind of just, like, conversation. Like, he screamed that, like, I'm in love with you. And she's like, no, you're
book?
not. And then she
What?
had
I
this
think he
conversation with
left.
He did leave. And he came back and apologized. He's like, I shouldn't have left. He was like, that's the whole reason why you were scared to get into this, is because of people leaving. I shouldn't have left. And I was like, good on you, like, owning up your shit. And also, like, acknowledging how it hurt her, not just because you left, but why.
Yeah.
And she's still like, in this moment, I'm like screaming at her. I'm like,
Yes.
say it. Like, you don't have to have a, well, ABC. You can just be like, motherfucker, I'm in love with you too. Like, I'm stupid. I'm sorry. And then that could have been it. But she had, like, was just like
Yeah.
dumbfounded in
stunned.
her kitchen. And I'm like, baby girl,
What are we doing?
what are we doing? But there was no grand gesture. She showed him the collection of the car air fresheners that she had.
That
like,
she keeps, yeah.
all of the air fresheners that he ever gave her, she's kept.
Which
Yes.
I feel like that was the grand gesture, really.
I guess that was like the,
that's the
look,
equivalent.
This is important to me. Like,
And
look.
she couldn't even say it. She's just like,
She's like,
just
she-
throws him at him, really. And he's like, what the fuck?
he's
are
like, can
you
I help
doing?"
you? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because he was like, because, you know, she's not effing saying anything.
Yeah.
So he was like, if you just want to be friends, then okay, like, I can do that. Well, you
Yeah.
know, he's like, okay, if that's what you need, then okay.
Yeah, he's like, I have 200 more of these, which means we have 200 more visits, and I've got a reoccurring order. Like,
Yeah.
he's like, you're not letting, like, I'm not letting you let go of this, kind of. Mm-hmm. But yeah, there was no, and I was kind of anticipating a grand gesture from her, which I wanted, because we talk about grand gestures a lot and how it's not typically the woman that does the grand gesture.
Yeah.
So I was kind of excited for, like, having that in this book, because I felt like it was pretty obvious that it would have to be her. But we
Yes.
didn't really get the grand
no.
gesture. I think the whole experience really was him doing all these mini gestures, like him
sure.
really, really working at this. And she's just like,
He just is my best friend.
and it's like, no, bitch, he's literally like holding you up. And you're right that he is a data analysis, and he does help Beckett and Layla come up with this business plan when she finally tells them, like, hey, we're in the hole. I've been using my life savings to cut your paychecks, you know? And so they together, the three of them, come up with this business plan. So you're right. It was like,
He also used it in a weird sexual manner.
he did. What is it? Causation effect or something? I don't know.
I don't know. I was like, what are we doing, you nerdy fuck?
Yeah, I know it was weird. I mean, like, it was cute, I guess, for like the personality of them two.
It's
Like
definitely him.
it worked. Yeah, like that's a him thing to do, but that would not work on me.
No, I'd be like, stop.
I'd be like, okay, like just do the thing. Like, let's go.
He studied. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, that was too much. Another thing I thought was so cute because he's so cute.
He is so cute.
He remembered exactly what she was wearing that first day they met.
Yeah,
Like he was like, oh,
the yellow dress.
yes, with daisies.
With the daisies on the hem.
Evelyn asked, like, how'd you guys meet?
Yeah.
And he starts telling the story, and he, like, literally says, like, this is what she was wearing, blah, 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 blah. Still, somehow, it doesn't click in Stella's brain. That's not something a normal person remembers. You know? It's just not.
Yeah. And he even talks about like another instance in another outfit that she was wearing. And like later
the
on, he was like,
concert or
I wanted
something?
to kiss you that
Yeah.
day. I was like, yeah, babe, he remembered the color of dress and the type of sleeves. Like,
Get it together.
do you remember what Bailey wore yesterday?
Can't be hard.
Scrubs.
Amen, sis. Yeah, I was like, can't be hard. I was at work.
I'm just saying. Like, these
Scrubs.
are details
I know
of
what she was wearing
people.
the first day we met. Panera clothes.
Yeah, I was like, a Panera.
Oh, wait. Oh, for a second, I got impressed. I was like,
A Panera uniform. Khakis and a polo.
I think we have had a debate on what you were wearing because I said I remembered, and it was a blue polo.
Yeah, he says that.
and khakis.
but you would have been a manager if you were in a polo.
No.
Right?
When we first started at
Panera was
Panera,
polo
everyone wore
khakis.
polos
Oh, really?
and everyone wore khakis.
Oh, really?
Period.
It was t-shirts and black pants when I was there.
Jeans.
I couldn't wear jeans.
Oh, well, they changed it to jeans, and at one point it was even shorts.
No, I had to buy a pair of black and
okay.
slacks and khakis to wear
You had
to
to wear
work.
khakis.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When we
khakis.
started, so.
Wow.
But
Can't be hard
I
to guess.
remember a blue polo, and I remember we had a debate because you were like, I didn't own this or
I mean,
something.
I did own a blue one,
Yeah.
but like, okay.
It was also 4 a.m. But
Exactly, and he had slept for like 2 or 3 hours.
I was young and dumb.
All to say, boys don't typically remember what girls are wearing unless they're invested.
Yeah. And she's still like, oh, that's cool. I don't remember what he was wearing.
Yeah. I remember he smelled like oranges and pine, though, or something like that. Yeah. She's oblivious. This whole time, it's like just written all over his face.
Yeah.
Which
like-
is weird because, like, in the first chapter, like, I get the sense that she is just, like, pining over this person, but not, like, oblivious.
No,
Like,
she is.
I got the picture that she just had, like, something happened between them. Not that she was just like, whoa.
No, she was definitely just, whoa. She thought it was unrequited this whole time.
Yeah. So like, luckily, I tabbed it when he was like, I'm in love with you. I'm in love with you and I want to be with you. She was like, do you think you're just confused because of our arrangement? He's like, why the hell do you think I agreed to this arrangement? And then in her head, she said, he's pushing too hard. I'm cracking beneath the pressure or something. And he said, I wanted you to give me a chance. I wanted to know if you could see me like that. And then she said, don't you see how that could be misleading? Maybe we're just really good pretenders. Maybe your heart is confused. And that's when he was like, stop telling me how I feel. I wrote in the margins, what in the actual fuck is happening right now? She sounds like a man.
She does sound like a
Poor
man.
guy is pouring his heart out.
Poor guy is
I
pouring his
literally
heart
had
out.
to stop. I had to put it away.
Look, we're just trying to, casual fuck. That's it. We're like, why are you so...
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm like, she sounds like a man right now, and I cannot.
Yeah.
I cannot.
She's like, this is an arrangement. Like, next week, we're going to be right back
We're
to where we
broken
were
up.
before.
Yeah.
Like, and he is like, what?
She said, you can love me, but not be in love with me. She's like, it's just the tension. Ugh. He said, is that what it feels like for you? Just tension? Just the sex? And I
then
literally
she's
wrote,
silent.
I am speechless.
She
Because
was too.
No, I was angered speechless because I would like, wanted to bop her. She's stupid.
No, stupid.
Stupid.
Yeah, and this whole time, I'm like, oh, maybe she'll redeem herself.
Never.
And then and it's never like a, oh. And I feel like she could have been like, look, this is a lot to take in. I need a second. And he would have been like, sounds
Okay.
good. I'll go make us some waffles real quick. Like take take some time. Like, he would have done that. And she's just like, and he's like, I'm going to go. And she lets him. I'm like, baby girl.
So this is what she thinks that she doesn't say because she's an idiot. She thinks in her head, the best thing I can do in this situation is keep my mouth shut. No. She said, certain that anything I will say will just make it worse. Well, it has, but you could have said this exact line. Of course it doesn't feel like that to me. I've loved Luka for so long, it feels like it's a part of me. But I'm also used to hiding it, suppressing it, and that feels like a part of me too. You could have just said that. And you'd have been like, all right. Like, we can work on that.
No.
Very Matthew McConaughey. Like,
yeah, all right. Yeah.
You would have figured it out.
Yeah.
You could have said that.
You could have said that.
And it would have helped. You were thinking it. I wanted to toss this book across that room. I was so mad. I'm like, you
dumb bitch.
And you're 30. Like, you're acting 22. Like, come on. I think this is when I went back and did some math. I was like, how old is this bitch? Because she's starting to grate. She's starting to grate on me.
Grate on my nerves.
She's older than me, acting ridiculous.
Well, eventually they do just have a very casual conversation. There's no grand gesture. She shows up back at home and he's waiting for her. And he's like, hey, I shouldn't have walked out on you. I'm really sorry. And then this is when she shows him the car air fresheners. And then they're just in love. And it's like, oh, okay, that's it. Like, we're just going to keep going.
And then, like I said, in Luka's point of view, we find out, he
the
loved her the whole
continue
time.
thing. Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. He was just going to be around, I guess.
So overall, what do you rate this book?
I think I gave it 3.
I think it's a solid 3. And because of her stupidity.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the Christmas
The lack
thing
of Christmas.
pissed me off.
Yeah.
You want me to tell you what's in the epilogue or no?
Yes. I'm still going to read it, but
I
you can
know.
spoil it for me.
So they're sitting together in their cabin living room thing, and she's like, wow, Luka's been really weird today. Like, yeah, we're doing normal things, like we're sitting on the couch, blah, 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 but he's just been acting kind of weird. And she's like, why are you acting weird? He's like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm not acting weird, blah, 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 blah. And it's probably the middle of the night, I don't know. And then finally, super randomly, he was like, let's go look at some Christmas trees. And that's, I think, when it hits her. Like, he's about to propose. And I think she asks, like, are you going to propose to me? And he's like, stop talking. Put your fucking shoes on. Stop talking. Let's go.
Yeah.
And she keeps talking. And so he ends up just, like, picking her up, throwing her over his shoulder, and just, like, marching. Because he's like,
I have something planned.
yeah, exactly. He's like, God damn it.
Sounds like me.
Oh, actually, when he...
Very much.
When he picks... Before
just
he
keep
picks
walking
her
this
up.
way.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? Wrong way, but okay. Before he picks her up, actually, she goes, look, there's something I want to say first. And he's like, no, stop talking. And then she goes, Luka, will you? And that's when he's like, no, we're doing what I had planned.
I put effort into this bitch.
Yeah, and so...
I'm actually surprised it took that long. 2 years?
He said he, like, bought the ring... Oh, the day after they got together, or, like, a couple days later, he asked his mom for some ring. I think it was her ring. His mom's ring, I think. Don't quote me on that. But he got it fairly early on, and he was like, I've been trying to think of a way to do it, blah, 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 blah. And he was like, finally today, I was just like, fuck it, I'm doing it.
Wow.
And they were engaged. And that's how it ends.
Alrighty.
So they were together for 2 years, officially, finally, but 11 years technically.
Well, I can relate to that.
Oh.
That wasn't awkward.
I meant it as a joke.
The energy was not a joke.
We were just like, whoa.
Have you seen that? Haley Bieber and Kendall Jenner, that conversation, and it's like the drink if, like,
Oh.
You've
Wasn't that
never-
like a podcast or something?
yeah, it's like take a drink if, never have I ever take a drink or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like never have I ever been engaged. And she goes to take a drink, and Haley's like, are you engaged? And she's like, no, I've never been proposed to. And she starts bawling. Have you seen that? That's this right now. I'm just kidding. Anyways.
Yikes.
I gave it a 3.
Oh, good.
as well, but I am excited for the rest of the series.
Yeah, I think I'd like those more.
I think I'll like them more. I think it's going to kind of be like the Dreamland Billionaires, where like the first book is like, all right, that set the stage pretty well, but I'm more interested in the other characters' stories. I think this is how this series is going to be for me. But I follow, I think her name is Elise Miller. Is that her name?
That's a person, yes.
Yeah, she's got the curly hair. She's really funny. She just finished this whole series.
I saw that.
I think she's finished the whole series, or the first two, maybe.
I saw on her story she was reading the second one, but I don't remember when I saw that.
And I almost like slid up and was like, hey girl,
Which one's better?
you should watch this episode when it comes out.
Maybe wait till it's out.
Yeah.
It's not out yet. Should probably forget. Do you want to know, the last one is Charlie, like you guessed. Do you want to know who it's with?
Oh, do we know the character already?
No.
Oh, okay, then yes.
Her name's Nova. I guess it's Beckett's sister. So Beckett's going to be a protective older brother.
I love that.
Yeah. That's all I got, really.
Perfect.
When I was done with the book, like immediately done, because I liked Luka's point of view and I liked the end finally. At first I was thinking 4 stars, but like once I sat on it, I was like, okay, 3. But
What's the Goodreads one?
3.9.
Okay, so right on par.
Which, I mean, I feel like I see a lot of people on Instagram and stuff say they love this book.
I think it's just like, kind of like what we said, it's like it really sets the foundation for a good interconnected series. So I think that kind of carries it a lot.
Like
but yeah, I mean, the 9
series as a
years is just like, it's so much.
Baffling.
That's baffling. Yeah.
And then one more thing, and then we can be done. But this author is coming out with another book series soon. I think the first book comes out. It's called First Time Caller. I don't really know much about it, but it looks really good, and I'm very excited for it.
It's obviously about a radio show.
Okay, it is. All right. But no need to be like that.
Oh my gosh, he's gonna anticipate the ending of that book right now. Actually,
Yeah, what's it about? It's
live
not
on
even out,
podcast.
so let's go.
I'm going to guess.
Oh my god!
That it's has to do with somebody calling in, and it's a radio host, male or female. They end up falling in love with this caller based on whatever they called in about.
Or the caller asks them on a date.
That'd be cute.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Just from the cover, it looks like he's the host and she's the caller.
Okay.
But I don't know. All it says really is a hopeless romantic meets a jaded radio host in this cozy, sleepless in Seattle inspired love story. There's a lot more, but I'm not going to read it. But that one sounds cute. I'm excited for that one.
Yeah.
Too.
Do you want to talk about next episode?
Next week, bitches. We're going to... So I talked about it a little bit. Joe and I are weirdly obsessed with listening to Reddit stories.
Recently, yeah.
Yeah. That channel Smosh. I don't know if anyone... Some people have probably heard about it. It's fairly famous.
A lot of people have heard
It's fairly famous.
Yeah.
They have like just a series where they read Reddit stories and they just talk about them. So Joe and I love those. Joe, I think on Smosh you saw it. One about kind of book related.
Yeah, I saw one that was book related, romantic book related.
Ooh.
And I was like, ooh, that would be a good idea for an episode because it is trendy, like Am I the Asshole posts and stuff. But also, I've just been weird.
Yeah, I love
obsessed.
He's a Redditor now.
Not really, but I've been obsessed with the stories.
So we each found some Am I the Asshole stories about like book related, not just
Am I the Assholes?
Yeah, not just random ass.
Yeah.
Am I the Assholes? They
Which
had
I
to be
think
book related.
is a fun little twist.
Yeah.
On next episode it is like bookish related.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited for that.
Very excited.
Yeah, I had to approve mine through Joe to make sure that we didn't bring the same stories because I was kind of scared that it was a little too niche. But there was actually a lot to pull from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There
I
was
saw a lot too.
A lot to pull from.
I literally just Googled Am I the Asshole book related and I found a bunch.
Oh, I pulled up actual Reddit and did like Am I the Asshole hashtag bookish, and that's how I got like my filters
Nice.
through. Yeah, so I'm really excited about next episode.
Me too.
Yeah.
And then also another trendy thing. It might not be trendy when this fucking comes out, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Where people in the book clubs are like putting all their like book picks in a jar and drawing out and being like, I'm not reading this. Caitlin and I put 5 books each in a cup and we're going to draw out the first, and then the last 2 actually.
Okay.
So we'll each draw one, the last 2.
Okay.
Will be books we'll be reading
For
January.
January. Yep.
I believe. So,
I'm very excited about that too.
because January is a 3-post month, so we're doing 2 books.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
So, that's all I got.
Okay.
Very excited.
Sweet. Thank you guys so much for watching, listening, and following us on Instagram at Our Book Boyfriends Podcast. As always, please let us know your recs. Watch and subscribe to our YouTube. And yeah, thank you so much for being here. Bye-bye.